What's up, all you beautiful people? Today, we're talking about HBO's The Last of Us, episode 7. Full spoilers. I've been forgetting to say that. So from here on, I'm doing full spoilers of the episode. I'm not doing no spoiler-free section on the TV episodes. We finally get to the DLC content in the video game. In the video game, this, like I just said, is part of the game that came out, I don't know how long after. I think it was literally like a couple of years. Like, I think that the game came out in 2013 or whatever, and then the DLC came out in 2015. Man, I really don't remember when The Last of Us stuff came out. But this wasn't in the game when you played through the main story in the game. It didn't come out till a couple of years after, so it doesn't play like it does in the show here. So it's kind of weird. Like, for me and a couple of my friends, we were kind of saying, I don't know for sure if it is. It's kind of teetering between this episode and maybe like episode 4. I don't know. All the episode numbers are starting to blend together. But for being one of my least favorite episodes, and I think that definitely has to do with me not having as much nostalgia for the Left Behind, which is what the DLC is called in the game, because I didn't actually play that one. I actually just looked through it, so I don't have the same nostalgia as I do for the rest of the game in the second game. It was still a good episode. I enjoyed it. It definitely got me tearing up, but like, it's still The Last of Us. Like, this is probably one of my least favorite episodes, and I'm still probably gonna give it, like, if I were to do a ranking at like 8.5 out of 10 or something, like, it was still great. It just wasn't hitting the highs that I've had in majority of the other episodes. It's kind of weird that they threw this in here. I also wasn't very happy with how they started this episode, because I was really excited for all of my friends that didn't play the game and everybody else that I know that's been watching this show to think that Joel's dead, because I mean, granted, I was 15 when I played it, so maybe I was a little bit more gullible, but I thought that Joel was possibly dead. Like, I really did. I didn't like that they opened with showing Joel, because they don't do that in the game. Like, it kind of just jumps to Ellie out in the woods. We were left waiting to figure out what's going on with Joel for a while. And I still don't know what they're going to do with him in the show, so it should be interesting. They combined that little part into the Left Behind DLC. Well, I guess we're going to do a quicker recap, because I don't like how long I spend on doing the recaps on the episodes anymore. We open with Ellie dragging Joel into a garage, and she kind of has a little panic freak out, because Joel's basically telling her to leave him and just get the fuck out. She's not about it, and then she kind of has a little pause moment, and we do the flashback to Left Behind. We go back to her jogging in the gym. And basically, Ellie's having a rough time. Apparently, she has this friend named Riley who used to back her up and beat people up for her, apparently. Ellie's having a rough go of it, and Riley ends up coming back, kind of explaining to Ellie that she joined the Fireflies. And Fedra and Fireflies, you know, they're full-on rivals, so they got a little bit of a beef with that, a little bit of a problem, but, you know, fuck it, we're good friends. Riley takes Ellie over to a mall, and I thought that this scene, specifically when they're turning on the lights, is one of the coolest scenes in the show, because this set design and what they've created with this mall, I watched the post show after the episode on HBO, and they were describing how much work they put into the set of this and how proud they were of the set for this episode. Props to them, because it looks amazing. When she's standing on the ledge and all the lights turn on and they slowly come forward to her, it has this weird kind of Stranger Things vibes with all the lights flashing on around everywhere, the different like neon reds and yellows and all that. I thought it was really awesome, and I loved that shot. And you could really see Bella Ramsey, by the way, she's such a good actress. The faces that she makes when she shows excitement for the things that Riley shows her in the mall is so damn good. So why I brought that up is because when all the lights are being turned on, the excitement in her face and her eyes, the expressions that she makes are so believable. You know, same thing with her playing Mortal Kombat and riding on the carousel and whatever the hell else they do in the mall and all that stuff. I also thought that Storm Reed killed it as Riley. I thought she did really good too. I thought she had a hell of an acting performance in this episode. But they go through and Riley kind of takes her around and they do the 4 wonders of the mall or whatever. So they, you know, like I just said, carousel and all that stuff. Ellie kind of gets mad at her because she's making pipe bombs to blow up people, to blow up Fedra. And she's like, dude, you're just a terrorist now or whatever. And they get a little bit of an argument. Ellie leaves and then she comes back and is talking to Riley and they actually share a kiss. So it turns out they're not just best friends. Turns out Ellie's a lesbian. So there you finally get that reveal, which obviously I've known for years now. They kind of tease it a little. I don't know, because I didn't play Left Behind. I don't know if they played it the same way in the video game or not. But they kind of tease it for a long time. I mean, they show Ellie looking at her a couple times, kind of teasing it. You really don't know if they are just best friends or if there's something a little bit more up until maybe like 2/3 of the way through the episode, which I kind of like. Kept you on your toes a little bit. They end up having to fight a infected dude and they both get bit and they have to like come to terms with like, yeah, they're both gonna die. We might as well enjoy the time that we have together. And it's really, really sad. But Ellie, we flash forward to Ellie with Joel trying to keep him alive alive, and she realizes that she's not leaving somebody behind, and she's going to make the most out of the time they have left. So she goes and finds some stitching stuff to stitch him back up together, and that's kind of where the episode ends. I thought it was great. I mean, this show continues to kill it, continues to nail it. I had a good time. We only have 2 episodes left now, so we got a lot to to pack into, because I think the last episode is the shortest one, so that's going to be really interesting. I think the next episode is about an hour, and then the episode after that is like in the high 40s. They haven't let me down so far. Like I said, I think last week, this is the best video game adaptation that there's ever been. I don't see them dropping the ball to do anything to make me not like the show. I trust them at this point. We're far enough in for that. I mean, let her fucking buck. Let's go. So I'm ready. We're going to be back next week with episode 8. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and then give me a like and subscribe.